Hello and welcome to RCKicks. My name's Gavin. On today's show we're going to be putting a brushless HobbyWing system into a Tamiya Neo Scorcher TT02B chassis. So let's get on with it. So I'll remove the clips holding the motor cables and job done. Right, disconnect the power to the motor. Excellent. Then this is stuck down, so let's get that off. Oh god, right, let's get that off, shall we? Let's take the motor. Right, let's get these out of the way. Let's get rid of that rubbish. Right, let's have a look, see what we got going on here then. So, 2 screws. Is that stuck on? Yeah, oh, that's stuck on. Okay, well that's coming off like that, like it will lump it. Let's just get that off. Job's a good one. Put that back on there because that's going to be reused for something else at a later date. Right, lovely. Right, so we need to get these undone. Not a problem. Just undo the motor housing, like so. Easy peasy. It's a simple upgrade, it's not difficult at all. Just get that off like that. One more in there. Like so. Get this puppy off. Oh, lovely. Right, then we need to get the motor out. The motor comes from the bottom. Like so. Lovely. Then we just whip this puppy out. There we go. This has got to come off. Right, we won't be using that screw again. Won't be using that one. We needed this. We need that. Right. Okay, next is removing this. There we go. There we go. Easy. Snips again. And again. Take this out of here. Pull that out of channel 2. Right, we will be using this again in a future project. Probably something to do with this over here. Right. Just get some of this off. While we're at it, we could probably do with giving it a little bit of a clean. So let's get some rags. Now give it a bit of a clean. To get the worst out. It's not supposed to be super pretty. This is a basher buggy really. So There we go. Right, next for the fun stuff. Putting the good stuff in. Right. So, we take the motor. So, undo the pinion, stick it on. We're going to have to adjust it afterwards, but there's nothing special about that. That's not going to, oh it is, that's good. Right. So we want that to be up in the air like that, so we want that to go down here. So we're actually going to bolt, that's going in that way, so we want the brush to be this way. So what we're looking for is that one and that one. Excellent. Now I'm not using the one that was damaged before, so I will source another one. I think we have a winner. Okay, so that's going to work. So we now need to line this up, which is easy enough. All you do is turn that round, plonk it down, bash that in there like that, line it up how you want it. Excellent. Now we take the two screws that we had before and we screw it in from the bottom again. Now we can just check it. Take my torch. The idea is to check to see, looking good. So now we have the gearing in. Oh God. Now that the motor's fully in, next is the electronic speed controller. This is a real challenge in this chassis, purely because of its size. I've managed to cram it in, so all I've done is fitted it and stuck it down. So the next thing to do is sort out the cables. This is not too difficult. All we've got to do is wrap them up. Now this is nothing super special. This is not going to win any awards for prettiness, but it's a simple job of zip tying them up and then sticking them so wherever you can, really. There we go. Clips out. Again. Fitting them in. Like I said, this is not going to be the best looking buggy in the world, but you get the idea. Another little piece of sticky. And we take that and we just goes on the button. Nice and easy. Now there we go. That's good enough. Keeps it out of trouble. Then we need to attach the motors. Now you must make sure A, B and C goes in the correct location. It says on the sides, nice and easy. So C to C, B to B, and then A to A, like so. Now I'm not going to cut any of these down because I'm not going to keep them in here, so if I put them into a different buggy or car, then I don't have to re-extend them. So for this is good enough. There we just pull time down, like so. Just do a few. And then like that, another one like so. One more. Have we got any spares? Have I got any more? No, I'll have to find another one. I do have a load, so it's no big deal. Maybe another one or two. Here we go. Another one around here. Like so. That'll do. Good enough. Good enough for what we want. Right. So there we go. So it's nice and simple. Brilliant. On to the next thing. Next we have to attach the connector for the battery. So I am no soldering expert, but I can get the job done. Right. Using my stomach. So, red is the bottom. Just turn that around. Right, there we go. That's not going to set the world on fire, but it should allow for that. Right, now that's done and we've got the connector done, we can add the battery. Now I've added one of these very cheap, simple little devices that can read the battery while it's in the car, give me all the voltages, and when it drops to a certain level it will sound the alarm, and then I know to stop and not let the battery go anywhere lower than that. So all we do, sling it in, there we go, take the mount, place the mount over. Add the two clips. There we go. The receiver. I have the receiver here. Turn on the receiver. Now we can connect up the motor. Turn it on. There we go. Lots of power. Brilliant. Now that the battery's in, the electronic speed controller and the motor, the last thing to do was to hook up the Wi-Fi Express HobbyWing module so that I could set the parameters for the electronic speed controller. Now I connected it up, and time again, as I was trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, it said enter your password. I entered this default password, which is 1234567 exactly like the manual, and it kept saying to me password incorrect, password incorrect. It did this for about an hour and I couldn't figure out why. I reset it. There's a little hidden switch in the back that you need to use a paper clip to push it to reset it. I reset it, exactly the same thing, so it wasn't making much sense. Every time you reset it, it should default back to the standard password. Anyway, after a while I thought, I wonder if it's anything to do with my personal Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is in this room and it's very close to where I was trying to connect it. So I thought, I wonder if my broadband connection, my Wi-Fi, my 2.5G and my 5G was interfering with it. It didn't seem likely, but so I took the car and I went to the furthest part of the house and I shut the doors, and sure enough, as soon as I did that, I put in the password, it connected and it worked perfectly. So just a little tip, if you do get one of these, make sure you stay well away from your Wi-Fi. I set it up, I dialed down the punch. I took the car for a quick run after I finished installing everything, just to make sure it kind of functions. And you don't need this much power in a car like this. It's just overkill. I almost stripped one of the gears because I hadn't synced up the pinion gear correctly, because I've got the modification where I can put any pinion gear I wanted. I've got a metal one on order. Everything else is metal apart from that one. So it should be able to take that kind of power through the gearboxes. But the car is just, it wheelies, it completely wheelies on itself. So when I remoted into the electronic speed controller, I turned down the punch just a little bit. Tomorrow I'm going to go out and I'm going to get some rolling footage